Welcome to the world of Dreamside Traveler. Here, beneath the soothing sound of gentle rain, we journey through time and space, uncovering the mysteries of the past and diving into the most captivating pages of human history. This place is created for those who love exploring the world in the quiet of evening, for those who value peace while yearning to discover something new before sleep. If you enjoy what you're hearing, please give this video a like. It helps other people find our stories. Help us reach our first 1,000 subscribers in our club of nighttime history lovers. And the Dreamside Traveler channel will become your faithful guide to sleep. We're constantly adding new stories for your peaceful evenings. And if you have ideas about which historical topics interest you, or simply want to share your thoughts, leave comments below the video. I'm genuinely curious to know what inspires you. Now close your eyes. Feel this gentle rain outside your window. Allow yourself to relax. Our journey begins right now. Beneath your skin, under the quiet surface where your laughter and tears have lived, where your memories and every gentle sigh have lingered, there is a secret cathedral. It is not made of stone or marble, but of living bone. This cathedral stands in silence. It does not ring like a bell, does not glitter like glass. Yet it supports every move you make, every hug you give, every step you take into the world. It is your skeleton, a hidden masterpiece built from more than 200 bones, each shaped by time, each waiting for your gratitude. Imagine beginning at the very top, where your head rests each night. Your skull is your fortress, your personal planetarium. A shell sculpted with care from 22 bones that fit together more perfectly than any puzzle ever designed. Some bones protect your brain, that mysterious, gentle organ where you keep all your dreams and secrets. Other bones cradle your eyes, your mouth, your nose, the doorways through which you greet the world. Your mandible, or lower jaw, is the only bone in your skull that moves on its own. It lets you taste, smile, shout, and whisper. It helps you say, "I love you," or "I'm scared," or even just "good night." All around your skull, delicate hollows make space for sound and air, so that you may sing and breathe and hear the music of other people's voices. Let us move gently down to where your head joins your neck, to the great column of the spine. Your vertebral column is your tower, built not straight, but curved with a quiet purpose. 33 bones, called vertebrae, stacked one upon another, create this miracle of both strength and flexibility. The 7 cervical vertebrae at your neck allow you to nod yes, shake your head no, and look at the sky. 12 thoracic vertebrae anchor your ribs, shaping the cave of your chest. 5 lumbar vertebrae give you the power to bend, to lift, to dance, to rest. At the base, the sacrum and coccyx, fused bones like the foundation of a grand temple, hold you steady and upright. Inside this column, hidden from sight, is your spinal cord, the silver river of nerves that carries every thought and touch from your brain to your body and back again. Now open your shoulders wide. Each arm is anchored by your clavicle, the collarbone, arching like a gentle bridge from your breastbone to your shoulders. Behind, the scapula, or shoulder blade, lies like a folded wing across your back, waiting for the moment you wish to fly. Your upper arm holds the humerus, a bone built for strength but graceful in movement. Below, the radius and ulna run the length of your forearm, partners in every twist, every embrace, every wave hello or farewell. The hand, perhaps the most miraculous creation of all, holds 27 bones. They are the architects of all you build, the artists of every gesture, the memory keepers of every hand you have ever held. Carpals in the wrist, metacarpals in the palm, phalanges in the fingers. They give you the power to write, to sculpt, to comfort, to pray. Each finger bends and flexes, holding the stories of your life in every scar and every soft line. Travel down the spine to the broad expanse of your pelvis. Here, the bones open in a wide, strong circle, like the dome of a cathedral, holding the organs of life, giving shelter and support. The pelvis is the place where new life is carried, where your center of gravity is held, where every leap and every landing begins. Now the legs, your pillars, your roots. Each femur is the longest and strongest bone in your body, thick with wisdom, extending from the hip to the knee. The patella or kneecap floats in front, a shield that slides as you run or kneel in the grass. Below, the tibia and fibula form the sturdy supports of your lower leg. They bear your weight, help you climb mountains, and steady you in the midst of storms. Each foot holds 26 bones, arched like the bridges of ancient cities, built to absorb the impact of 1,000 journeys. Tarsals, metatarsals, phalanges, all work in harmony so you may walk, dance, leap, and rest again. But your skeleton is not just scaffolding. Each bone is alive, humming with quiet purpose. Deep inside, in the soft spaces of the marrow, new blood is made, red cells to carry oxygen, white cells to defend you, platelets to heal. With every heartbeat, your bones echo with life. They are storerooms of calcium and minerals, keeping your body strong, releasing what you need, saving what you do not. Your bones grow as you grow, hardening in youth, renewing throughout your life, repairing themselves quietly whenever you stumble or fall. Every ridge and curve of your skeleton is shaped by your own story, by childhood tumbles, by the games you played, by the dances you dared, and the burdens you carried. Each scar on your bones is a secret only you and your body know. Even when you sleep, your skeleton does not rest. It cradles you, keeps you whole, holds you safe from harm. In ancient times, people marveled at the skeleton, seeing in it both mystery and fear. Some believed bones were magical, a link to ancestors and spirits. The earliest surgeons learned to set broken bones with careful splints, knowing that even shattered limbs could heal if given time and kindness. Artists, too, have long found inspiration in bones, painting them in caves, sculpting them in marble, drawing them in notebooks as the hidden architecture of every living thing. Today, we understand even more. Scientists use special images to see through skin and muscle, mapping the labyrinth of bone that shapes every human body. Doctors replace joints, mend fractures, and even grow new bone from tiny living cells. But still, the wonder remains. Your skeleton is unique, a one-of-a-kind creation. No other set of bones in the world is quite like yours. So tonight, as your breath slows and the world outside softens, place your hand over your heart and give thanks to the cathedral within you. Feel the silent strength in your chest, the gentle curve of your spine, the miracle of your hands and feet. You are built of more than dreams. You are built of earth and stardust, of calcium and hope, of laughter and longing. Your bones remember every step you have taken, every leap you have dared, every time you have picked yourself up and kept going. They do not ask for praise, yet they deserve it. Your skeleton, quiet and faithful, is your companion for every day and every night of your life. The keeper of your journey, the unspoken hero of every adventure, every story, every gentle moment. From the moment you first opened your eyes, before you learned your own name or reached for a loving hand, you were wrapped in a quiet miracle, a living tapestry, gentle yet mighty. This is your skin, the largest organ your body will ever have, a shimmering boundary between you and the wide, wild world. 2 square meters, more or less, is all it takes to wrap up your story, to keep your warmth in and the world out, and yet your skin is so much more than a simple covering. It is your shield, your sense, your silent communicator, and the ever-changing canvas where every adventure leaves its mark. Most people think of skin as something on the outside, something separate from who they are. But that's not true. Your skin is you. It stretches over every inch of you, holds you together, listens to the wind, and remembers every soft caress and every bruise. You would be lost without it. Your skin is why a gentle touch sends a wave of comfort, why a blush of excitement or a chill of fear can reveal what you're feeling before you speak a single word. It's your first language, one you never had to learn. Let's take a gentle journey through your skin's layers. The first is the epidermis, the outermost veil, thinner than a sheet of paper in some places, thick as leather on your feet and palms. Here, your keratinocytes are always at work, building up and flaking off, endlessly renewing you. Here, too, live the melanocytes, tiny artists painting your skin in hues from pale ivory to deepest mahogany, mixing your family's history with every sunrise you've ever seen. When the sun warms your shoulders, your skin deepens its color, whispering, "I'll protect you." Your fingerprints live here, swirling and looping in patterns no one else will ever share. When you touch a window or a loved one's cheek, you leave a signature written in ridges, a tiny, secret poem. Beneath that, you'll find the dermis, a world of wonders, alive and busy. Blood vessels weave through this middle land, carrying warmth, color, and food for your skin cells. Here are millions of nerve endings, ready to tell you the difference between a feather stroke and a bee's sting, to let you melt into an embrace or leap from a pinprick. Sweat glands quietly cool you, releasing salty water that glistens on your skin when you run or dance or dream in the heat. Sebaceous glands oil your skin, keeping it supple and glistening with just the right shine. Strong, soft ropes of collagen are woven here too, giving your skin its bounce and strength, allowing you to stretch and spring back, youthful or weathered, always unique. Deepest of all is the hypodermis, your silent, steadfast cushion. This is the layer of fat and connective tissue that hugs your body, keeps your organs safe, stores warmth for cold days, and softens every fall. It is the bed your skin sleeps on, the padding that absorbs the world's bumps and shakes. But your skin is not just a barrier. It is alive with senses. Every touch, tickle, or tingle starts here. Special cells wait, ready to notice the lightest stroke, the heat of the sun, the scrape of a stone, or the gentle thrill of a breeze. Some are called Meissner's corpuscles, for noticing a caress. Others, Merkel cells, for feeling texture, Pacinian corpuscles, for deep pressure, thermoreceptors for warmth and coolness, and nociceptors for pain, reminding you when to pull away and keep yourself safe. Through skin, you learn the world in ways words can never hold. Have you ever blushed in embarrassment or excitement? That was your skin revealing secrets before you even understood them. Have you shivered when afraid or watched goosebumps rise at the perfect note in a song? That's your skin, listening to the music of your life. Your skin flushes and glows, prickles and sweats. It's your mood ring, your diary, your mirror to the world. Skin is a healer, too. Break it, and your blood rushes to defend you. Platelets gather to form a scab, cells race to knit you back together, collagen reweaves its net. And when you heal, you sometimes bear a scar, a tiny, silent monument to battles fought and won, a proof of endurance, a badge of having been alive. We decorate our skin, tracing its surface with ink and paint, draping it with jewelry and soft fabric, anointing it with oils and creams. But your skin needs nothing to be beautiful. Every shade, every freckle, every line is its own unique work of art, a living map of sun and storm and time. From ivory to chocolate, from rose to cinnamon, flushed or scarred or smooth. It is all precious, all alive, and your skin never stops renewing. Every 28 days or so, your outer layer is reborn. You are always becoming someone new, and your skin is always keeping pace. Even as you sleep, it works quietly to repair, to refresh, to protect. Tonight, as you settle into stillness, let your hands rest gently on your arms, your cheeks, your legs, anywhere you can feel your own warmth. Whisper thanks to this soft protector, this silent, tireless friend. Thank you for feeling, for keeping me safe, for carrying the world's sensations and translating them into meaning, for reminding me, always, what it is to be alive, to adapt, to heal, to become. Even when you are weary, even when laughter leaves you breathless, even when you stumble or stretch, every single movement in your life is powered by a quiet miracle, your muscles. They are the orchestra beneath your skin, never demanding applause, yet playing every note of your existence. More than 600 strong, your muscles are everywhere, shaping your body, fueling your every action, whispering their devotion with every contraction and release. Some muscles announce themselves boldly. You see them ripple in your arms, your legs, your back. They help you run, climb, leap, embrace. They flex when you reach for something on a high shelf or when you wrap a loved one in a hug. But there are many more that you'll never notice. Muscles that lie deep, working quietly in your core, holding you upright, supporting your organs, shaping your breath. There are muscles you never control at all, but which work on your behalf every hour of every day. They are the silent guardians, the gentle workers behind every heartbeat, every inhale, every blink. These are the secret partners in the quiet magic of being alive. Your muscles come in three beautiful kinds. First are the skeletal muscles, the dancers, the doers. These are the muscles you can move by choice. They are attached to your bones with strong, silvery cords called tendons. With every thought, "I will move," they leap to action. These are your biceps, your triceps, your calves, and your thighs, the muscles that let you run through grass, wave at a friend, type a message, or dance in your kitchen when no one is watching. When you challenge them, they grow stronger. When you rest, they heal. They remember everything. The first time you rode a bike, the way you tie your shoes, the secrets of swimming, climbing, or even smiling. It's called muscle memory, but it's more than that, it's trust. Your muscles carry your habits, so your mind can wander free. Then there is cardiac muscle, the drummer of your being. This muscle is unlike any other, found only in your heart. It never stops, not for a moment, beating more than 100,000 times every single day, sending blood, life itself, to every corner of your body. You never have to tell it to start. It began before you were born and will keep going, faithful and strong, for as long as you live. Finally, there is smooth muscle, the gentle, tireless workers. These muscles line your stomach, your intestines, your blood vessels, your bladder, your eyes. They are everywhere, but you cannot move them by choice. They squeeze and push and swirl, churning food, moving blood, widening or narrowing your pupils as the light shifts. They manage your inner world, quietly keeping everything flowing just as it should. But muscles never work alone. Every movement is a collaboration, a conversation between your brain, your nerves, and your muscle fibers. When you decide to lift a finger, a message travels at lightning speed down your nerves, releasing tiny sparks, electrical signals, that ignite the muscle fibers. Inside, two special proteins, actin and myosin, slide past one another over and over like a well-practiced dance. Slide, release, slide, release. This microscopic choreography happens billions of times each day, sometimes in enormous leaps, sometimes in the smallest twitch. Even at rest, your muscles are awake. They cradle your lungs as you breathe, hold your posture as you sleep, hum softly beneath your dreams. Some muscles even work while you're deep in slumber, keeping your heart beating, your breathing steady, your body safe. And just as your muscles remember movement, they also remember emotion. Your shoulders may carry tension after a hard day, your jaw may clench when you worry, your face may light up in joy or tremble with tears. Muscles hold your laughter, your sighs, your sorrow, and your hope. When you move, when you stretch or dance or breathe deeply, you help your feelings move too. You free them, let them go, or hold them close. Muscle is strength, but not always in the way people think. It's not only about bulging biceps or six-pack abs. Sometimes, strength is found in the smallest muscles, the ones that let you speak even when your voice trembles, that let you smile through sadness, that let you carry your child or stroke a loved one's hair. Muscles carry memories of every victory and every gentle failure, of every fall and every climb back up. Your muscles heal when they are challenged. Tiny tears from exercise or strain are mended stronger than before. Feed them, stretch them, rest them, and they will repay you with resilience. They adapt to your life, whether you climb mountains, dance in the rain, or simply walk beside a friend. They are built to serve, to protect, to support, to remember. So tonight, as you lie down and your body begins to soften, thank the muscles that have carried you through another day. Thank your feet for every step, your hands for every touch, your shoulders for holding both burdens and dreams, your heart for keeping time. Whisper a quiet thank you for your silent strength, for all the ways your muscles have learned and carried you, for never giving up, even when you nearly did. Before you ever spoke a word, before you could reach out with your hands or run across a sunlit field, you were already seeing. Your eyes opened, and the world tumbled in colors, shapes, shadows, faces, sunlight spilling across your crib. From that moment, your eyes became your storytellers, your first interpreters, your silent companions. Two small globes, each the size of a humble ping-pong ball, set gently in the hollows of your skull, quietly working to show you everything. Protected by the strong arc of your brow and the bony shield of the orbit, padded by soft fat, and guarded by your fluttering lashes, your eyes are always on duty. They don't close to the world except in rest, always moist with tears that bathe, soothe, and keep them clear. Each blink is a tiny curtain call, a moment of care, a sweeping away of dust more than 20,000 times a day. Let's walk through a single blink. Light enters through the cornea, that shiny, clear dome at the front of your eye. It's curved just enough to bend the light, beginning its slow, perfect journey inward. Behind the cornea, the aqueous humor, like a tiny sea, bathes and nourishes, supporting every delicate structure. Then comes your iris, the colored ring that gives you your gaze. Brown, green, blue, gray, hazel, or something no one else quite has. The iris is both art and defense, opening or closing the pupil in its center like a lens, changing size with every shift in brightness or emotion. When light pours in, the pupil narrows. When dusk falls, it expands, inviting more of the world inside. Next is the lens, soft and flexible, focusing light with a constant, gentle adjustment. This is your living camera, always sharpening, always clearing the image. Behind it, the miracle grows. At the back of your eye, lining the globe like wallpaper, lies the retina. Here, more than 120 million rods, like tiny sentinels, watch for shadow and movement, making sure you can see in the dimmest twilight. In the heart of the retina is the macula, with a tiny pit called the fovea, where cones cluster densely. These are your cells for color and detail. Every red rose, every blue sky, every glowing orange sunset, every beloved face is seen thanks to the three kinds of cones that sense color. One for red, one for green, one for blue. The pattern, the beauty, the contrast, all woven together in this layer thinner than paper. When all this information, shape, movement, color, has been gathered, it travels down the optic nerve. A thick, brilliant bundle of more than 1 million tiny fibers racing straight to the back of your brain. And here in the visual cortex, the true magic happens. Your brain weaves the light and shadow into sight, memory, meaning, and sometimes even dreams. You do not only see with your eyes, you see with your mind and your heart. Your eyes are not alone. Your eyelids blink, moistening and shielding them from dust and dryness. Lashes catch the light and keep away tiny intruders. Tear glands above each eye release a constant, invisible flow of salt water mixed with oil and mucus, bathing your eyes in comfort, cleaning and protecting. The tears that fall when you cry are different from everyday moisture. They are a language of their own. There are tears of sorrow, which wash out stress chemicals, tears of joy rich with emotion, and tears that come just because you are alive and your eyes are working. Look into someone's eyes and you'll see more than color or shape. You'll see joy, sadness, hope, fear, love. Pupils widen in wonder or desire, narrow in caution or pain. A lingering gaze speaks volumes, a sidelong glance whispers secrets, and even the way your eyes shift and move reveals your inner world. We search each other's faces, always starting with the eyes, looking for answers to questions we don't know how to ask. Even closed, your eyes are busy. Behind your lids, as you drift into sleep, your eyes may move rapidly in REM sleep, letting you dream in color, shadow, story. Your eyes remember the world, but they also help you build new worlds each night. So as you lie back and let your body soften into rest, think of all the things your eyes have seen today. The curve of a smile, the green of leaves, the blue of sky, the gentle light of evening, the face of someone you love. Lay your hands gently at your temples and thank your eyes for their tireless work. Thank you, windows of my world. Thank you for every blink, every tear, every color, and every new morning. You do not ask for rest, but you deserve it. Close now and let the darkness soothe you, knowing that in the morning you will open again and welcome the light. Before you ever had a thought, before your very first breath, before the world had even welcomed you, she was already waiting. Hidden in the gentle darkness of your forming body, deep beneath new ribs and tiny lungs, your heart began her dance. A patient, soft drumming, lub-dub, quiet as moonlight, ancient as the tides. She didn't need instructions, didn't wait for applause. She simply knew what to do, and she has never stopped since. Your heart, small but mighty, about the size of your fist, sits behind your breastbone like a secret queen, held in a shimmering palace of fluid called the pericardium. 4 chambers, 2 above and 2 below, open and close in a ceaseless waltz. The upper rooms are the atria, welcoming the blood home. The lower are the ventricles, strong as rivers, sending it back out into the world. With every beat, 70 beats a minute, over 100,000 a day, she moves your life forward. That's more than 2.5 billion times in a lifetime, every single beat a quiet promise. I am here. I am with you. Her job is endless and elegant. She moves blood through a highway stretching nearly 100,000 kilometers, enough to circle the earth 2 times and more. Through arteries, veins, capillaries, she delivers oxygen, nutrients, warmth, and tiny chemical messages, caring for every inch of you. The left side of your heart, strong and muscular, pumps fresh, bright blood everywhere it is needed, carrying oxygen to every cell. The right side, gentler but just as faithful, gathers tired blood and sends it to the lungs for a breath of air, ready to begin again. How does she know when to beat, when to rest, when to race? She has her own built-in conductor, the sinoatrial node, a tiny cluster of cells at the top of the right atrium. This is the natural pacemaker, sending out electrical signals with perfect rhythm. The message flows through the atria, down to the atrioventricular node, then sweeps along special fibers, like a whispered instruction in a silent hall. Every part contracts at the right moment. Every chamber takes its turn. It is a dance so intricate, so constant, you rarely even notice it. Unless something in your day makes her leap, flutter, or ache. But your heart is more than muscle and wires. She listens. She reacts. When you are frightened, adrenaline rushes in and she drums harder, preparing you to act. When you fall in love, a storm of hormones and nerves sweeps through, making her trip and stumble in joy. When sorrow weighs heavy, she aches too. There is a real syndrome, broken heart syndrome, where grief can actually stun the heart into pain. She knows, she cares, she feels it all. Your heart has been there for every triumph, every heartbreak, every long night, every sudden burst of laughter. She's the first to know when you're scared, the first to race when you run, the last to rest at night. She'll keep going for you, year after year, quietly patching herself when hurt, forgiving stress, always forgiving you for the times you forget to listen. Every beat is a story. Think of all the moments she has held for you, the child you once were, the challenges you faced, the love you've given and lost and found again. She's the silent witness, the quiet singer. Your lungs may bring you breath, and your brain may spin its stories. But your heart, she is the pulse beneath it all. Tonight, as you lie down, let your hand rest on your chest for a moment. Feel the gentle drumming beneath your fingers, the steady, loving rhythm. Say thank you. She'll answer with another beat, a soft reminder that you are never truly alone. She will keep dancing while you dream. That's her only wish, her only promise. And as you slip into sleep, she will watch over you like she always has, your patient, loving, endlessly faithful heart. Long before you took your first breath, before you knew your own name, she was already there, curled like a secret in the safe dark of your skull. The brain, a wonder that runs your world. Not heavy, just a little over a kilogram, softer than jelly, but holding the whole universe of you. Floating in a cushion of cerebrospinal fluid, she is queen of her castle, wrapped in bone, humming away with quiet energy. Every heartbeat, every hope, every memory, every smile, every word, every dream you owe to her. Inside, she looks a bit like a pink walnut, folds and grooves everywhere, every wrinkle a chapter of experience. Her gray matter, the outer layer, is where the magic of thought and feeling lives, packed with the cell bodies of neurons. These cells send electrical pulses to each other, gossiping across tiny gaps called synapses. Beneath the gray, white matter acts as the information highway, connecting distant regions and making sure your senses, memories, and movements talk to one another smoothly. She is built from billions, about 86 billion of these neurons, each reaching out to thousands of neighbors, sparking, firing, lighting up the inside of your head like a city at night. Each moment you think, feel, or remember, it's fireworks in there, each spark a connection, a possibility, a fragment of you. Even as you sleep, she's still working, sorting memories, sweeping away the clutter, giving you dreams spun from scraps of your day. Your brain is divided into elegant districts, each with its own special talents. Up front, the frontal lobe is the great planner, decision maker, the part that helps you focus and dream, the gatekeeper of your impulses, the creator of your personality. Behind her, the parietal lobe helps you map the world, tells you where you are, what you're touching, how to reach out and not knock over your coffee cup. Down the sides, the temporal lobes are the keepers of memory and language, the emotional archivists storing old songs, birthdays, and the sound of your favorite person's laugh. At the back, the occipital lobe is the artist. She paints everything you see, every color and pattern, turning light into vision. Deep inside, the limbic system buzzes with drama and instinct. The amygdala watches for danger, sends up the alarm, floods you with fear or excitement. The hippocampus files your memories, builds the library of your life. The thalamus routes every sensation to the right place, while the hypothalamus keeps you fed, warm, and rested, making sure your needs are met before you even notice them. She doesn't take breaks. Even when you drift into sleep, your brain is busy sorting memories, pruning unnecessary connections, strengthening others, helping you learn and heal. She picks what to keep, what to let go. That is why sometimes you wake with a new understanding, or a song stuck in your head, or a dream so strange it feels like another life. Your brain, at night, is an artist and a janitor, a scientist and a poet. She's the reason you laugh at a joke, cry at a story, remember a scent from childhood, worry at 3 a.m, or feel that warm buzz of love. She learns every day, adapting, recovering from injury, making new connections. Her plasticity is her secret power, the ability to change, to reroute, to heal, to make you new again and again. She works so hard for you every single day. So tonight, as you settle into rest, let yourself notice the gentle weight of your head, the subtle hum behind your eyes. Whisper thanks to this masterpiece inside you, for every thought, every memory, every joy, every pain, every hope. Close your eyes, let her rest. She'll be there in the morning, ready to dream, remember, wonder, and love again. Before your world even began, before you opened your eyes, before your hands curled in the light, there was breath. One sacred pause, a quiet second, then air slipped into your body for the first time, gentle and bright, filling your brand new lungs like the first note of a song. From that first inhale, you were never alone. Breath is with you always, as soft and constant as a lullaby, as reliable as sunrise. Your lungs are the keepers of that music, tucked safe within your rib cage, flanking your heart, 2 secret gardens opening and closing all your life. Your lungs are not identical twins. The right is bold and broad with 3 lobes, always just a bit bigger, stretching out its arms. The left, more reserved, makes room for your heart, 2 elegant lobes folded in grace. Together they expand and contract, about 22,000 times each day, moving in and out, a ceaseless embrace. Each breath, quiet or deep, is a small poem your body recites without you even asking. Let's travel inside. Air drifts through your nose or mouth, past your lips, drawn in by invisible invitation. It sweeps down your trachea, a sturdy tube lined with rings of cartilage, like stepping stones in a winding forest path. At the bottom, it splits into two main branches, the bronchi, leading into the right and left lungs. But it doesn't stop there. Each bronchus splits again and again into smaller and smaller bronchioles, until at the end of every branch are millions of tiny air sacs, the alveoli. If you could see them, they'd look like a cluster of dew drops, or a handful of tiny pearls glistening in the dawn. The real magic lives in these alveoli. Their walls are paper-thin, woven with a lace of capillaries, so delicate you could almost see the color of the blood moving through. With each breath, oxygen drifts across these walls into your blood, and carbon dioxide floats the other way, ready to be exhaled. Your red blood cells are the messengers here, taking in oxygen, racing through your arteries to every corner of your body, then returning with carbon dioxide to be released, completing the eternal cycle. It is chemistry, yes, but also a quiet, essential miracle that keeps you alive. Your lungs don't work alone. The diaphragm is the unsung hero, a broad sheet of muscle under your lungs, the conductor of your breathing orchestra. Each time it contracts, it moves downward, creating more space for your lungs to fill. Inhale, expand. Exhale, release. Even as you sleep, it keeps time, faithful and tireless. Sometimes you notice your breath when you laugh, when you cry, when you run, or when a sudden hush falls in a crowded room. Every emotion you feel passes through your breath: fear, joy, relief, sorrow, love. Did you know your breath changes with your feelings? When you're scared, your breathing grows fast and shallow. When you're calm, it's deep and slow. When you grieve, you sigh. When you're surprised, you gasp. Laughter tumbles out in quick bursts, and songs are carried on long, measured exhales. The lungs are your emotional wind chimes, catching every breeze and storm of your heart. You rarely think of your lungs unless something goes wrong. But for every shout of joy, every whispered secret, every word and every lullaby, they have been there, filling you, sustaining you. They are your silent supporters, the givers of dreams and the keepers of calm. Their devotion is quiet, invisible, and complete. So tonight, as your body settles into rest, take one slow, grateful breath. Feel the cool air enter, your chest rising. Let it go, feel the warmth leave, your chest falling. That is your lungs loving you, working without applause. Whisper thank you to them for every breath they have given, for every song, every sigh, every moment alive. They are still here, gentle and constant, and they always will be. Before the meal, before the first taste or even a scent, there is already anticipation, the quiet work of the stomach, tucked just below your diaphragm, soft and strong, waiting in the shadows. She is never truly empty, never really idle. The stomach is more than a pouch or a bag. She is your kitchen alchemist, your private cauldron, the place where hunger first calls and magic always begins. This organ, curved like a gentle J, is about the size of your fist when empty. but she can expand and stretch to hold over a full liter of food and drink. Sometimes more, especially when comfort food is involved, or when a celebration calls for an extra slice of cake. Your stomach is always ready for what life throws her way. Layers wrap her from the inside out. The innermost, the mucosa, is full of secretive little glands producing acid, enzymes, and protective mucus. Underneath lies the submucosa, alive with blood vessels and nerves, followed by the muscularis, a trio of muscle layers that squeeze and swirl, churning your food like dough in a baker's hands. The outermost layer, the serosa, is her cloak, subtle and slick, holding it all together. Food's journey into this velvet pouch starts at the cardiac sphincter, a little gate just below your esophagus that opens only for arrivals. The stomach is host and bouncer, choosing who stays, who moves on. At her other end is the pyloric sphincter, a tiny, vigilant doorkeeper guarding the passage to the small intestine, ensuring everything is properly prepared before moving forward. When you take a bite, the journey begins long before it reaches your stomach. Chewing breaks food into manageable bits. Saliva soaks it in enzymes that start breaking down starches, and your tongue shapes each bite into a swallowable bundle called a bolus. A gentle wave of muscle, peristalsis, ushers it down your esophagus, and then, with a quiet plop, it lands in your stomach, ready for the grand performance. At this moment, the gastric glands leap into action. Hydrochloric acid pours out, potent enough to dissolve bone, though your stomach keeps her strength in check with a lining of mucus, a silky barrier that protects her own walls. Pepsin, a powerful enzyme, goes to work breaking down proteins, unraveling them so your body can use every piece. Intrinsic factor is released too, a clever helper that ensures you absorb vitamin B12, vital for healthy nerves and blood. Everything churns and swirls, transformed into a thick, creamy substance called chyme, half liquid, half solid, all potential. But your stomach isn't just about digestion, she's a wellspring of feeling. Before a big exam, she flutters with nervous butterflies. During heartbreak, she closes up, appetite lost. When you're in love or excited, she might gurgle, hungry for more. Through the vagus nerve, she and your brain are in constant conversation, sending signals back and forth about stress, joy, anticipation, or anxiety. The relationship is deep and dramatic. The connection is so strong. Some scientists call the gut your second brain. And yes, she's been your faithful companion through every wild food adventure, late-night snacks, comfort meals after bad days, birthday cakes, experimental concoctions, and family feasts. She's seen it all and never judges. 4 slices of pizza, midnight ice cream, a breakfast of cold leftovers. Your stomach welcomes it all, ready to transform it into fuel, energy, and warmth. She's not only yours. Her story is ancient. Digestion is an evolutionary gift stretching back millions of years, connecting you to every animal, every ancestor, every creature that ever needed to eat to survive. The way your stomach churns and digests, the way she breaks down and absorbs, is a living tradition shared by all living things. She is adaptive. Whether a cautious nibble of something new, a passionate feast, or a snack grabbed between tasks, your stomach gets to work. She is your invisible partner in every meal and memory. She brings you energy. She comforts you when you're sick. She holds on through times of fasting, and she delights in every treat you savor. So tonight, as your body settles, give her a gentle thanks. Place your hand on your belly, feel her soft presence, and whisper, "Thank you for nourishing me, for forgiving my wildest cravings, for fueling every joy and every ordinary moment." If you listen closely, you might hear a quiet gurgle, a little purr of contentment. That is her language, simple and clear. "I'm happy I'm here, and I love you too." Beneath the stomach's wild symphony and the liver's chemistry set lies an unsung wonder, the small intestine. Twisting, shimmering, tireless, and ingenious. She is rarely thanked, barely noticed. Yet she is the quiet architect of nourishment, working in darkness, building you out of every meal you've ever loved or regretted. Let's clear up the confusion. Small only refers to her width, not her reach. If you stretched her out, she'd measure about 6 or 7 meters, longer than most cars, longer than the tallest man you've ever met, a miracle of compact design. She is a single, elegant passage, but divided into 3 remarkable acts: the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum. First, the duodenum. Think of her as the stage manager, taking the churned, acidic soup called chyme from the stomach and sending out a call for backup. The pancreas, liver, and gallbladder all pitch in, pouring in their secret recipes. Bile to dissolve fat, enzymes to break down proteins and carbohydrates, neutralizers to calm the acid. This is where chaos becomes order and chemistry turns into magic. Next, the jejunum, the main event, the grand gallery, walls folded into ruffles and ridges to maximize her surface. Here, the show is absorption. Vitamins, minerals, sugars, amino acids, fatty acids. All the pieces you need to build skin, bone, thought, memory, laughter. Her inner walls are covered in villi, tiny, waving fingers, each one lined with even tinier microvilli, making the whole interior of your small intestine as expansive as a tennis court. Imagine an entire tennis court curled up inside your belly just to help you become more fully yourself. Finally, the ileum, the patient finisher. She handles the leftovers, vitamin B12, bile salts, bits of nutrients missed upstream. She tidies up, hands over what's left to the large intestine, and whispers, "My work here is done." Throughout this twisting passage, peristalsis keeps everything moving, a slow, gentle wave of muscle that massages the food onward. She's both efficient and graceful, always working, always adapting, turning breakfast, lunch, and dinner into pure possibility. The small intestine is not just a pipe. She is a living, moving, sensing ribbon. Her job is sacred, her rhythm relentless. She reacts to your choices, too much, too fast, and she hurries along, too little fiber or water, and she slows, asking for kindness and patience. She is the balance between speed and absorption, between comfort and chaos. But more than all this, your small intestine is an artist of transformation. She takes in the world, food, drink, moments shared, and makes them part of you. The calcium that builds your bones, the iron that helps your blood, the sugars that spark your thoughts, the amino acids that become your heart, your voice, your joy, all pass through her gentle labyrinth. She's the invisible weaver behind your strength and growth, the reason you can run, heal, remember, and dream. She does not judge your snacks or your celebrations. She only hopes you feed her with love, that you chew slowly, drink enough water, and maybe, just maybe, savor the miracle she offers with every meal. So tonight, as you lie down, full or empty, light or heavy, place a hand on your belly. Thank her, the quiet queen, the patient transformer, the labyrinth of light. Listen for her soft gurgle, the whisper of peristalsis, her answer from deep within, "Rest easy, darling, I'll take it from here." The large intestine, the grand finale of the digestive symphony. Food's journey is long and wild, beginning with a single glance, a spark of hunger, a celebration of taste, a swirl of chemistry in the stomach, a ballet of transformation in the small intestine. But all journeys must end, and so here comes the large intestine. The closer, the dignified finisher, the wise queen of endings. She's not as long as her younger sister, the small intestine, just about 1.5 meters from start to finish. But she's broader, bolder, and unashamed of her purpose. The large intestine, sometimes called the colon, is not about showy digestion. No, her task is less glamorous and more profound. She handles what remains. The leftovers, the bits the body could not transform, the fiber, the remnants of yesterday's dreams and dinners. Picture her as a stately hall divided into chambers. The cecum, like a soft, welcoming foyer where the small intestine hands over its final gifts. "Take care of this," it whispers, and the large intestine accepts with a dignified nod. The ascending colon lifts everything up, a gentle elevator that moves matter upward along the right side of your abdomen, never in a rush, always deliberate. Across the top sweeps the transverse colon, stretching from right to left like a soft horizontal runway, absorbing water, electrolytes, minerals, wringing out every last drop of nourishment and moisture, as if preparing a garment for the sun. The descending colon begins its measured fall, carrying the leftovers downward on the left side, toward the end of the journey. Then comes the sigmoid colon, curved, graceful, quietly dramatic, folding the remnants into a compact parcel, shaping what will become the last farewell. Finally, the rectum, the waiting room, the stage before the curtain falls. The anus, the velvet drape, the moment of release. Here, waste leaves you at last, transformed from chaos to clarity, a clean goodbye, a daily ritual of letting go. Inside the walls of this dignified passage lives a bustling world, the gut microbiome. Trillions of friendly bacteria thrive here, working tirelessly to break down fibers, ferment leftovers, create vitamins like biotin and vitamin K, and even produce gases that you may recognize as the soft, bubbling music of the colon. This isn't just digestion. It's a partnership, a living garden, a city of silent collaborators. The large intestine is also an emotional barometer. Ever had butterflies before a big moment? felt your stomach clench with worry or rushed to the bathroom with nerves. That's her responding to your feelings. Within her walls is the enteric nervous system, sometimes called your second brain. She senses your moods. She reacts to your stress. She soothes you with every gentle release. But her greatest wisdom is not what she keeps, but what she lets go. She is a master of goodbyes, teaching you that not everything must be held. That release is natural, healthy, necessary. She waits for the right time, never rushing, never judging, just patiently doing what must be done. As the night settles and you lie in bed, place a hand on your belly. Imagine this dignified organ quietly working for you day and night, honoring every ending, shaping every farewell. Whisper, "Thank you for letting go of what no longer serves me. Thank you for every soft release, every quiet act of dignity and closure." You might hear a gentle bubble in return, a soft ripple of gratitude. Because even in the quietest, deepest corridors of your body, there is wisdom, patience, and a reminder that letting go is as important as holding on. Deep beneath your right rib cage, in the soft shadows of your chest, lives an organ most people barely think about. Yet she is your most loyal alchemist, working her silent magic day and night. This is your liver, a living laboratory, a velvet engine, a careful chemist who never sleeps. She doesn't thump or glow. She doesn't demand applause, but oh, you wouldn't last long without her tireless devotion. The liver, about the size of a football and weighing 1.5 kilograms, is the largest solid organ in your body. Quietly, gracefully, she does her work. A true multitasker who never brags, no matter how much she juggles. If your organs were a symphony, the liver would be the pianist in the shadows. Steady, precise, guiding the melody but never taking the spotlight. Let's walk into her shimmering golden halls. Imagine 10,000 tiny workstations, each one a miniature laboratory. These are the lobules, the hexagonal chambers where blood flows, where chemistry happens, where life itself is shaped. Every minute, a quarter of your blood rushes through this organ, carrying whispers of every meal, every drink, every adventure you've had. The liver is your great filter. Every time you eat or drink, whether it's a green smoothie or midnight pizza, a celebratory glass of wine or even just water, your liver is there to process it. She breaks down toxins using her own special potions. Enzymes with names that sound like secret codes, each one transforming harmful things into harmless ones. When you take medicine, your liver decides what to keep and what to send away. When you breathe city air or eat food with additives, she quietly sweeps up the mess. She is your shield, your silent protector, never asking for thanks. But that's not all. The liver is also your storage vault, your nutritionist, and your personal energy manager. When you eat more sugar than you need, she stores the extra as glycogen, tiny snack packs saved for later, ready to release energy when your blood sugar dips. When you're running low, she's there, unlocking reserves, making sure your brain and muscles never run out of fuel. She also helps you stay balanced, managing cholesterol, controlling the fats that flow through your blood, and storing vital vitamins, A, D, E, K, and B12, to name a few, like a careful librarian organizing the books you'll need someday. And let's not forget bile, her secret golden potion. The liver creates bile, a magical liquid that helps you digest the richest foods. Bile is stored in your gallbladder until you eat something fatty. Then it's released into your small intestine like a backup dancer at a feast, breaking down fats into pieces your body can use. But the liver's greatest trick, her most dazzling magic, is regeneration. Cut away more than half of her and she will grow back, cell by cell, quietly rebuilding herself, no drama, no fuss. Ancient cultures believed the liver was the seat of the soul, and you can see why. She can heal herself and keep healing you, no matter what life throws your way. The liver is also a silent fighter against invaders. She produces proteins that help your blood clot when you're cut. She fights infections, neutralizes viruses, and helps control inflammation. She's always on patrol, scanning, responding, adjusting. And while the brain and the heart get all the poetic metaphors, the liver is just as vital to your story. She's the fixer, the cleaner, the one who makes sure your inner world runs smoothly. In history, the liver has always been a symbol of mystery and power. The ancient Greeks believed that Prometheus, punished by the gods, had his liver eaten by an eagle each day, only for it to regrow overnight. The Babylonians and Romans thought the liver was where feelings and courage lived, long before we gave that honor to the heart. Modern medicine confirms the wonder. If you lose up to 70% of your liver, she'll regrow quietly in just a few weeks. No other internal organ has that power. She's your secret superhero, your own Wolverine, working invisibly while you sleep, eat, dance, and dream. Yet we rarely notice her until something goes wrong. We remember her when she's overworked, after a night out, after too many rich meals, after a long bout with medicines or infections. She may send gentle messages, tiredness, a heavy feeling, a yellowing of the eyes to remind you, hey, I'm working hard, be kind to me. The liver loves water, loves balanced food, loves moments of rest. She forgives, she adapts, she persists. Through heartbreak, illness, wild parties, and years of everyday living, she remains steady. Even now, as you listen, she's filtering, balancing, renewing, holding you close. So tonight, as you prepare for sleep, place your hand gently over your right side, just below your ribs. Close your eyes. Imagine the golden glow deep inside, the busy hum of 100,000 cells working just for you. Whisper, "Thank you, silent healer. Thank you for your work, your forgiveness, your strength." She won't reply out loud, but you might feel a softness, a warmth, a sense of being cared for by a loyal friend. And as you drift, remember, the story of your body is the story of all its heroes, and tonight, the liver gets her moment in the moonlight. Within you, where your back curves softly and your ribs cradle your middle like gentle hands, live two quiet guardians, your kidneys. They don't make a sound, don't demand the spotlight, and never ask for thanks. But without them, nothing else in your inner world would run smoothly. They are the silent river keepers, the deep, wise filters working around the clock, even when you're busy living or sound asleep. Imagine each kidney as a small, mysterious temple, bean-shaped, about the size of your fist, tucked just under your lowest ribs. But don't let their calm exterior fool you. Inside each, there is a secret galaxy, a million tiny filtering units called nephrons. These little workers are the heart of the operation, delicate and fierce, sorting through every drop of your blood with the patience of a mountain and the precision of a jeweler. Every minute, a quarter of all your blood flows into your kidneys, more than 300 cups each day. The blood rushes in, carrying water, salts, nutrients, waste, even the traces of yesterday's laughter or a salty meal. In a gentle swirl, the blood is sifted and examined. The nephrons ask, is this needed? Does this nourish? Is this safe? Anything vital is sent back into the bloodstream, ready to build, heal, and energize. But anything dangerous, leftover drugs, worn-out cells, a bit too much salt from a midnight snack, is carefully bundled up for removal. This is not just cleaning, it is wisdom in action. The kidneys balance what you keep and what you let go. Too much water, they release it. Not enough, they hold tight. If your blood feels spicy with too much acid or heavy with minerals, the kidneys adjust, crafting the perfect blend for your body. They are peacekeepers, never too much, never too little, protecting your internal ocean. But the kidneys are more than filters. They are little factories, producing hormones in silence. When oxygen in your blood drops, they make erythropoietin, a gentle nudge to your bones to craft more red blood cells. They also help activate vitamin D, so you can absorb calcium and keep your bones strong and bright. These are quiet, loyal acts of care, all happening behind the scenes. When their work is done, the waste, now called urine, is sent down slim, silky tubes to the bladder. A gentle journey, no hurry, no fuss. The kidneys move on, already filtering, already healing, always ready for what comes next. They repeat this process every moment of your life, and all they ask is a sip of water, a little kindness, and that you don't ignore their quiet signals. Across cultures, people have seen the kidneys as seats of courage, sources of deep strength. In Chinese tradition, they are thought to hold your essential life force, your jing, the well of vitality you're born with. In ancient times, poets wrote of trembling kidneys to mean fear, but also steady kidneys for inner resolve. It makes sense. The kidneys never complain. They deal with heat, cold, stress, celebration, even those nights you danced too long or forgot to drink water after a feast. They simply keep working, protecting you, loving you from within. Even when life gets wild, when you're stressed, when your body is pushed to the limit, when you eat salty fries or drink too little water, your kidneys keep pace. They are forgiving, flexible, and quietly fierce. Did you know your kidneys can even regrow themselves? Lose a part and they'll heal and rebuild, just to keep you safe. Organ transplants work because the kidney, more than any other organ, is willing to start fresh, to find a new home and serve again. So tonight, as you settle in, let your hands rest gently on your lower back. Feel the quiet warmth beneath your skin, the slow, steady tide that keeps your whole self in balance. Whisper, "Thank you, wise guardians, for all you carry, for all you clean, for holding the flow of life with such endless care." You may not hear a reply, but in the gentle stillness, know they are listening. They are at peace. They are yours. Once upon a time, nestled quietly in the gentle cradle of your pelvis, just behind the sturdy rampart of your pubic bone, there lives a soft, humble hero, the bladder. She isn't flashy or loud. She doesn't beat with rhythm like the heart, catch the world's reflection like your eyes, or whisper in your ear like the breath from your lungs. Yet every day and every night, she is absolutely essential. In fact, she is the master of letting go. Your bladder is your body's patient reservoir, a smooth, stretchy chamber built of muscle and miracle. She is the silent vessel who waits without complaint, stretching and rising, always ready to serve, yet never asking for praise. Most of the time, you don't notice her at all. She lies quietly, her walls flat and gentle. But drop by drop, she fills, and then she is anything but ordinary. The story begins up above in the kidneys, where blood is sifted and filtered, and all the used-up bits of living, extra water, minerals, leftover chemicals, and the quiet sigh of 100 different body processes, are bundled up into the pale gold elixir we call urine. This liquid is carried down 2 slender tubes, the ureters, who act as graceful couriers, ferrying each drop into the wide, welcoming basin of the bladder. The bladder is a marvel of design. Lined with special cells called transitional epithelium, tissue that changes shape and size without fuss. She can flatten when she's empty and rise gently upward as she fills, almost like a water balloon swelling beneath your belly. Her muscle, called the detrusor, is smooth and strong. It stretches patiently, and when the time is right, contracts in a perfect, powerful squeeze. Inside her walls are tiny stretch receptors, always on guard. They keep careful count of how full she's become and quietly send messages up the spinal cord to your brain. At first, just a gentle nudge. We're filling up down here. Later, a bit more insistent. Maybe find a bathroom soon. And then, when the time is right, a clear, undoubtable signal. It's time. You cannot wait. But the bladder never acts alone. She is part of a sophisticated team, a network of nerves and muscles called the lower urinary tract. When it's time to release, the brain gives permission, and 2 sphincters prepare to open. One, deep inside, is made of smooth muscle you cannot control. The other, closer to the surface, is a ring of skeletal muscle you can command. Only when both agree, when the time is safe and right, does the detrusor muscle contract and the bladder release her precious cargo. Out it flows down the urethra in a gentle wave, not a reckless flood. Unless, of course, you waited a bit too long, but a steady, peaceful release. You might not think about it, but every time you empty your bladder, you perform a little act of self-care. You make space. You let go of what your body no longer needs. The relief that follows is both physical and emotional, a quiet return to comfort. After, the bladder folds back in on herself, shrinking down, never angry, never resentful, just calm and content. But sometimes, life makes things hard. You might ask her to hold too long, stretching her patience thin. Maybe you forget to drink water, leaving her dry and longing. Perhaps laughter or a cough brings a little leak, or anxiety tenses her beyond her comfort. Through all of this, she endures. She never gives up. She is there on long car rides, during late meetings, in the dead of night when you shuffle sleepily down the hallway. She reminds you of boundaries, that you must honor your body's requests and needs. She teaches you the wisdom of timely release, showing you that holding on forever is not strength, but suffering. Real strength is knowing when to let go. So tonight, as you settle into bed, place your hand on your lower belly. Whether your bladder is half full or empty, thank her for her steady patience, for waiting for you, for teaching you about release. She may not answer in words, but the gentle peace you feel throughout your body is her reply. Not every hero in your body is loud or grand. Some work in the shadows, quietly patient, perfectly timed, always ready to shine when their moment arrives. Meet the gallbladder, a small, elegant, pear-shaped organ, nestled beneath your liver on the right side of your abdomen, tucked away like a green pearl in a velvet pouch. Most people never even think about her, overshadowed by the liver's might, the stomach's drama, and the intestine's never-ending adventures. But the gallbladder is a vital, tactical marvel, one who plays her part with understated brilliance. Her specialty, bile. This yellow-green liquid is produced by the liver, a true digestive magic trick, part soap, part acid, all essential. Without bile, your body couldn't digest fats, absorb vitamins like D, E, and K, or enjoy buttery, cheesy, or oily foods. But while the liver makes it, the gallbladder is the maestro behind the scenes. She receives bile, stores it, concentrates it, sometimes up to 10 times stronger than its original state, and then, with exquisite timing, releases it only when your body truly needs it. Picture this. You bite into something rich and delicious, maybe a slice of pizza, a creamy dessert, or a perfect bite of cheese. Your digestive system takes notice, hormones are released, and the gallbladder receives a gentle signal. It's time. She contracts gracefully, sending a concentrated stream of bile through her ducts and into the small intestine, where it goes to work, breaking fat into tiny droplets that your body can absorb and use for energy, cell growth, and warmth. Imagine it. Greasy globs turning into sparkling little droplets, ready for your body's party. Then she waits. She fills. She rests. That is her quiet cycle: gather, prepare, dazzle, recover. The gallbladder is the introvert of the digestive world, gentle, wise, powerful only at just the right moment. Her walls, lined with smooth muscle and soft mucosa, can hold only a few tablespoons of bile at a time, but that's more than enough. Her efficiency proves that greatness isn't about size, but about purpose. Of course, when neglected, by a diet too rich in fats, dehydration, or sometimes just unlucky genes, she can protest. Sometimes tiny crystals form inside her, growing into gallstones that block her ducts and make their presence sharply known. In these moments, she demands attention, and if she must be removed, the body adapts, but something of her smooth harmony is missed. The liver still makes bile, but it trickles straight into the intestine, never with the same elegant timing. Despite her quiet ways, the gallbladder is a true harmonizer, the gentle orchestrator of digestive grace. She turns food into fuel and indulgence into nourishment. Tonight, as you rest, warm under your covers and your breath soft, she rests too, maybe having just finished her last performance after your evening treat. Place your hand gently on your right side, just under your ribs. Feel the warmth and say, "Thank you, little emerald guardian, for your perfect timing, your quiet strength, for making every meal a little more magical." She won't answer. Her work is silent, always. But know this, even the smallest organ can carry the greatest grace. There, tucked away in the gentle curve of your small intestine, and hidden behind the dramatic flare of your stomach, lives a quiet but brilliant artisan. She is long, pale, and softer than you might guess, delicate, but carrying the weight of powerful magic every moment of your life. This is your pancreas, and although she rarely makes a fuss, she has been changing your world every day, every hour, every single time you've eaten, since before you could pronounce the word snack. The pancreas is your body's quiet laboratory technician, a poised biochemical dancer, and a wizard of hormones. Her gifts cloaked not in mystery, but in constant, invisible efficiency. Most people forget about the pancreas entirely, or only remember her when something goes wrong. But tonight, she gets her moment in the spotlight at last. Your pancreas is about 15 centimeters long. Think of a gentle, curving tongue, or a graceful, sleeping dragon. Her head wrapped around the start of the small intestine, the duodenum, and her tail reaching across your upper abdomen, quietly managing things behind the stomach's proud performance. Her genius lies in her dual talents. She is both exocrine and endocrine, a true multitasker, performing two miraculous jobs, both essential for your life. Let's begin with her exocrine powers, the chef, the chemist, the digestive artist. Whenever you eat, your pancreas gets the signal. It's showtime. The stomach has broken down your meal with muscle and acid, but now your food needs to be transformed even further. The pancreas responds by sending out a custom blend of digestive enzymes: amylase to break down carbohydrates, lipase to turn fats into absorbable bits, proteases like trypsin and chymotrypsin to untangle proteins, and bicarbonate to neutralize the acid from your stomach. All these ingredients flow together through the pancreatic duct, which then joins the common bile duct, hello again, gallbladder, and delivers this potent cocktail to your small intestine. There, the magic truly happens. Every molecule in your meal is broken down, made ready to be absorbed and turned into you. Without this, digestion would be rough and incomplete, nutrients would be wasted, energy lost. But wait, the story isn't over. Hidden within her soft tissue, nestled in tiny clusters called the islets of Langerhans, is her quieter but no less powerful side. This is the pancreas, the hormonal wizard, regulating the most delicate and vital balance in your whole body, your blood sugar. When you eat and glucose levels begin to climb, she releases insulin, the hormone that opens your cells' doors and welcomes sugar inside. "Come in, fuel this beautiful machine," she whispers. When your blood sugar falls too low, she sends out glucagon, a gentle nudge to your liver, asking it to break out its emergency stores and release glucose back into the bloodstream. This isn't just a reaction. It's a dance of perfect timing, an act of intuition and partnership with your liver, muscles, and brain. It doesn't matter if you're eating cake or carrots, running or sleeping. She is always listening, always balancing, always protecting. Like many quiet heroes, the pancreas is often overlooked until trouble arises. Sometimes she becomes inflamed pancreatitis, and her pain is sharp and unmissable. Other times, her insulin-producing cells are attacked, and we call this type 1 diabetes. Or she simply can't keep up, and we call it type 2. When this happens, it's as if the golden alchemist has been stilled, and the whole body feels her absence. But even in illness, her impact remains. The thousands of meals she helped you digest, the endless moments she kept your blood steady, your energy smooth, your life in flow. So tonight, let's pause. Place your hand gently over the upper middle of your abdomen, just below your sternum, behind your stomach, and whisper, "Thank you, Golden Alchemist. Thank you for every quiet act of balance. Thank you for every meal, every sweet moment, every day of smooth energy. Thank you for knowing when to give and when to hold back." She won't reply. She doesn't need to. She is always at work, already preparing the next perfect dose of magic, ready to rise again at your next bite. Beneath your left rib cage, resting softly behind your stomach and embraced by the quiet folds of your abdominal wall, lies a secretive, deep purple organ. A guardian you probably forget is even there. The spleen is soft and spongy, about the size of your closed fist, but don't let her modest form fool you. Her quiet power is immense. If you could hold your spleen, you'd notice her crescent moon shape and a delicate, almost velvet texture, like the skin of a perfectly ripe plum. Not glamorous, perhaps, but oh, what a soul hides beneath that gentle coat. Your spleen belongs to the lymphatic system, a vast, often uncelebrated network that quietly shadows your circulatory system, running its own subtle river of protection alongside every thumping beat. While your heart claims all the attention with its dramatic pulses, the spleen is more like a wise librarian, a meticulous cleaner, and a silent warrior rolled into one. She doesn't boast or bellow. She filters, she defends, and she remembers. The spleen's first and most ancient role is to purify your blood. Every minute, blood passes through her plush corridors, billions of red blood cells swirling into her red pulp, a sprawling maze designed for careful inspection. Some of these red cells are fresh and ready for the world. Others have grown old, tired, or damaged. The spleen gently sorts them. Those that are spent are quietly taken apart, their iron safely stored, their useful parts recycled into the great circle of life. The healthy cells are returned to your bloodstream, as if renewed by her gentle touch. The spleen is a resting place for the tired, a sanctuary for the living, and a dignified farewell for what has served its time. But her work doesn't stop there. She is also a fighter, a velvet shield. Hidden inside her white pulp are legions of immune cells, lymphocytes, macrophages, dendritic cells, all poised like sentinels. When bacteria or viruses sneak into your blood, the spleen doesn't panic. she organizes her defenders, sending them to surround, trap, and devour the intruder. There's no applause, no drama, just calm, silent protection. If you never knew you had an infection, thank her. The spleen is a memory keeper, too. Her immune cells remember what they've seen. If a virus dares to return months or years later, the spleen is ready. She whispers to her lymphocytes, "We've seen this before." The response is faster, stronger, smarter. Because of her, your immune system learns from every battle. Your body is wiser, safer, more prepared. Ancient healers once believed the spleen was the source of laughter, melancholy, or even anger. They weren't far off, in a poetic way. The spleen responds to your emotions. Intense fear can make her contract, squeezing out extra red blood cells into your bloodstream, an instant reserve of strength for when you need it most. She is a hidden vault, storing extra blood, platelets, and courage for emergencies. If you ever lose blood, the spleen releases her secret stores, a built-in backup plan you didn't know you had. And yet the spleen is so selfless that, when overwhelmed or injured, she can quietly leave. People live without their spleens. When she's removed, the liver and lymph nodes do their best to fill her shoes. But without her, something gentle is missing. A layer of quiet velvet beneath your armor, a softness no other organ quite replaces. Tonight, as you lie in bed, place your hand gently on your left side beneath your ribs. Breathe in slowly, feeling her presence. Whisper, "Thank you, Velvet Guardian, for your vigilance, your silent strength, for filtering and defending, for holding memories, and for loving me in ways I'll never see." She won't stir or speak. She never seeks praise. But know that she is always listening, always watching over you, loving you with every drop of blood she allows to pass through her soft, purple gates.